Hi everybody, it's Lori Houston. I am so excited. Thank you for joining me. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a big thumbs up at the end of this video. Today I am going to be doing a flower pop with some paints that I purchased at Target. It is the Mondo Llama series. They're actually very inexpensive and I wanted to give them a try. This morning I did a video and I wasn't really happy with the outcome, so I'm showing you the flowers that I did. I haven't added the stems yet. So what I thought I would do this afternoon is I would go ahead and do two 10 by 10 canvases to match this flower pop that I did earlier today. The colors that I'll be using today, this is orange soda, and all of my paints are mixed 2.5 Floetrol to 1 part paint. And I did not add any water, and there's no silicone in any of my paints. So the orange soda, and then we have summer strawberry. Very, very pretty color. And then we also have mystical unicorn. Really love that. It has a great shimmer in the finished product. And I'm going to be doing a swipe technique, and my swipe color is going to be warm embers, and this is a metallic with the Mondo Llama. I'll also use that to form my petals. So I wanted to introduce the colors, let you know it's going to be a swipe technique, and when you're finished, let me know what you would like to see. If you like the flower pop, give me a big thumbs up. Let's get painting. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm all set up for creating the two 10 by 10s to match the picture that I did this morning. Very excited. Turned out beautiful using the Mondo Llama paints. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the orange soda. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit here. And we're going to be using a swipe technique. And again, my paints are mixed with 2.5 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. Okay. This is a very, very bright color. All right. Here we go. Okay. Tip this up a little bit. So this is probably going to be a little more subtle than the one that I made this morning. So it'll kind of have a contrast to it, which I absolutely love when you can have a contrast. And my swipe color, I'm going to use the Warm Embers by the Mondo Llama. So I think I'm actually, I'm going to tilt it a little bit. I'm going to do a thin layer, and this is actually leftover paint, so I'm trying to be a little bit cautious here as I pour this because I don't have a lot of it left. They're such small bottles, but I believe they were $1.75. It was amazing. Okay, then we're going to take the cake spreader and we're just going to go ahead and gently kind of mix these paints together and over the edge. So important to get your edges now. There we go. There's no right or wrong when you're doing this. But I will say the swipe part of this is so important because it's the base for your background on your flowers. So very important that you get it good. Get some of these corners. Make sure the edges are good. Okay, there's a little bit here. These colors are so pretty. Okay, we're going to do the same. Whoops, we don't want to go into the black. Do the same here. These paints are so thin. They're not really highly pigmented, and they're definitely not the top of the line paints, but I wanted to try them because their colors were just so, I think it was the way they had them displayed in the store. It's all about presentation sometimes, and it was just these colors together. I actually picked them out and said, I'm going to do a flower pop while I was in the store. So I also got some other paints from them, Delta. They are called Delta. And they're like a flash paint. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so now that we've covered our canvas, we're going to go ahead and swipe. I'm going to do this one first. Okay, just enough to swipe. And we're going to wet our paper towel. And I'm just using a regular white paper towel, and I'm going to saturate the bottom enough to where it's damp and it's going to cling to the paint. And I like, when I'm using a thinner paint, I like these dollar store paper towels. And the reason is they're thinner. And so they really grasp the paint when I'm trying to do a swipe. And you can see the black. Now we're ready. Let's just pull very gently. And again, this is such an important part because this is actually the background. Ooh, that turned out beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Tilt this a little bit. I don't want a huge kind of rock it back. There we go. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to tip this one up. I'm going to rock it a little bit. Make sure we got a good background. I went ahead and poured both of them at the same time because I was worried I wouldn't save enough paint to do the second one. And I really wanted this to be a triptych with 3 because of the colors are just so gorgeous. And we'll rock it back. Okay, beautiful. That's a perfect background. Let me wipe my hands off. That's beautiful. Let's go ahead and torch. Get the bubbles out. Okay, that one is ready. All right, so now let me do this again since I kind of messed it up a little bit. All right, now we're going to get our paper towel. We're going to dampen it. Okay, kind of shake it. It's so important that it's straight. Get it to cling to that black paint. You'll see it coming through. Perfect. Once you see it, you want to pull kind of slow and even, best as you can, and then kind of let it go over the bottom edge. That way you've covered your edge. Perfect. Do the same thing. I'm going to rock this forward. And you can see there was a lot more black paint on this one. That's no problem. We're gonna tilt some of this off. Okay, there we go. Tilt it off. I'm gonna rock it back, get a little bit more even. We're gonna tilt this corner off so that there's not a lot of black on that corner. Sometimes tilting takes a minute when you're trying to get the right, what you're looking for. You can see this strip of black right here that I'm trying to kind of tilt off. And it'll make these two look a little bit more symmetrical. Okay, let's go back and go to the corner. We're just really, right now, I'm just trying to straighten it up a little bit. I'm actually going to flip it. And I'm going to tilt, I'm going to rock it again over to this corner. I haven't worked with one of these small canvases in a while. I'm just going to keep tilting it. The only corner I really don't care for is right up there. And typically you could add more paint, especially when you're doing a like a ring pour. But in this situation, I don't really want to add any paint. Okay, so now I'm going to go through and I'm just going to make sure all my corners are covered. And once I see that everything's covered, that's covered, kind of walk around. In areas that need quite a bit of paint to cover, I will use the spatula to do it. Okay, that looks good. Now this one, you can see it's not as straight. We can bring it down a little bit. Just let it straighten up just a tad. And all I'm doing is holding it, trying to line it up just a little bit better. It's looking good. There we go. Perfect. Very similar. That is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to wipe my hands off and I'm going to torch it. One thing I did find when I did the painting this morning is you get these little circles in this paint, and I don't know why, but they don't really show up once I blow my flowers. All right. So the backgrounds are ready. Absolutely gorgeous. I am going to transfer these to my flower blowing station, and then we are going to do the petals, and some of the stems I'm hoping we may do those later. It just depends on how the paint is setting when I blow out the petals. So I will see you shortly. Hi, I'm back. Okay, I have moved my first 10 by 10 over to my flower blowing station. I'm actually going to use a squirt bottle, and I've put the black from the Mondo Llama in my squirt bottle to make my petals. So let's get started. And remember, I am going to be using this as to do a triptych with the painting I did this morning. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll do one with a flower to the right, this right, and one to the left. So I'm going to do a fairly large flower. So I just want to put a drop here. And then I'm going to use a straw. I do have the Puffy 2000 that I use as well. Love this. But I am going to use a straw, I believe, today to start this. Okay, let's get started. I can bring it up too so you can see. Very gorgeous. The colors are just amazing. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get this painting. It still is drying from this morning. Excuse me. Just to kind of give you an idea again, here is the painting, and I am actually going to create one for each side. So I think this will look good here, and then the other one will go on the other side. It's going to be gorgeous. So in saying that, I don't want to add a whole bunch of flowers on this one. And I'm going to add a little bit of definition. So all I do is I take some of my black paint and I get my skewer and I just add a little bit of definition to the petals. Okay, and I just follow the lines of the paint that's already there, and it just kind of makes it look more like a flower. Wipe it off on my paper towel, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Beautiful. Love that. And then sometimes I like to put a little crest on the top, and since I did that in the original picture, and I just follow the paint and bring it up. Bring this down just so it fades. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, that one's done. Bring that down just a tad. And then I wipe my skewer off a little bit. And this petal here, it looks like there's a petal underneath. So we're going to follow the line of that petal right here. I'm going to go to the top. Kind of crest it. Gorgeous. Wipe this off. I think I'll add, I may change the shape of that petal. This one here, I'm going to follow it like I said, down, and then up a little bit. Wipe off my skewer. And I don't outline every petal per se, just where I think it needs it. Beautiful. And then where I crest it varies as well. So I think with this one, just coming halfway and just giving it a little, I might want to bring this down a bit. Just adds definition, and it just makes the flower come to life when you add a little bit of these crests. It's just, I love doing this. This is just my favorite part. Okay. Don't want to get too fancy, Lori. There you go. Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay. Very nice. Okay, so those two are done. Now we have to decide what we're going to do with this big flower here. And I think I'm going to come up along the edges. There we go. Kind of follow the flower line. Looks good. I see a line here that would probably look really good defined. Beautiful. I think this bottom petal needs something added to it. And it's so great when you can, when the petals are defined like this. It's not always that way. Sometimes I use similar colors, and so the definition is not there. We'll kind of, because the colors are so similar. And then I think I will do one more. I think we need to tie this in. Go up. There. Love it. I hope you all are enjoying this video, and I'm so hoping I can teach everybody what I've learned. Again, it's a big thank you to Olga Sobey in this technique because I just fell in love with it. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely gorgeous. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to torch. I'll wipe my hand off. I'm going to torch it. Perfect. And then I'm actually going to move this one up, and I'm going to bring in another one container so I can kind of keep an eye on what I've already done. That'll help me with the composition.
Let's get some sun, baby, it's time to go. All we need to put on is the radio. I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, no, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit when we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Shine a little Let's hit the club, time to make a move, we got it late, ain't got nothing to prove, I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, no, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit while we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight. Oh, shine a little tonight. Oh yeah, we can shine, shine a little tonight. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight.
Hi everybody, don't forget to head over to Camille Amoy. She is up next after my video. Please stay to the end so that you can see how this looks on a wall. It's absolutely beautiful. Holly with the morning pour will be after Camille, and if you missed Nate Bright, he was before me at 6:15. Please make sure you go back and check out all of the artists. If you're unable to make this premiere, they're absolutely amazing. Please, if you haven't subscribed to all of our channels, we would so appreciate it as it helps our channel grow. And we would love if you would come back every Tuesday night on our premiere Choo Choo Train. Okay, here are the two 10 by 10s together. They look absolutely amazing. I kind of cut off the top, but you'll be able to see all three of them together. I really think I am going to resin these. I think that the colors would just be so vibrant with resin. I'm really happy with the final piece. It's amazing how one of them had a little bit more white than the other. That's why I added white in the center of one of the flowers. I've decided that I'm going to add the stems after they both dry. And at that point, I will show you the final results of all three. When I use the, it's like a cake decorator bottle on the end of a little paint tube. And I just go through and I use that to make a fine stem. And then with the cake decorator tips, they have all sizes. So when you want to make a larger stem, it works very well. So let's speed through this and let's get to the end where I can show you the final results.